And I'll say good morning or guten Morgen to Phillip Henle in Switzerland. Phillip is the head of global development for Dorchester Collections. Good morning, Phillip. How are you this morning?
Good morning. Very well. Thank you very much.
Normally,
how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you. Normally, you're based in London, but at the moment, or for the last few weeks, I believe you've been in Switzerland.
That is correct. Yes. COVID makes it possible.
COVID makes it possible or necessary, but there could be worse places. Or worst place to be stuck in. Stick with this horrible thing that we've come to know to know so well, COVID-19. How has it affected you personally? I mean, you are now in Switzerland. Did you move because of COVID? Was that the idea, or?
Yeah, that was the idea. In March, beginning of March, when the British government decided to enforce the lockdown. We had to close our offices as well as our hotels. 7 out of 9 are still closed. The 2 in the US are open, but due to that, I decided to leave London and spent the lockdown and this confinement period in my home in Switzerland.
Right. Tell us a little bit about Dorchester Collections. I mean, the Dorchester London. I've seen it when I lived and worked there. It's an icon. It has grown, of course. Now it's the collection. Where are you, and what do you guys do?
Well, you mentioned it yourself. The Dorchester is an icon, and we pride ourselves to having a couple of icons. In fact, we have 9 hotels currently under operation, managed and owned by the Brunei Investment Authority and managed by Dorchester Collection. And these are in cities such as Los Angeles, the Beverly Hills Hotel. Many of you may or may not know Dorchester Collection, but many of you may know some or all of our hotels. Beverly Hills Hotel, Hotel Bel Air in Los Angeles, the Hotel Eden in Rome, the Plaza Athénée and Le Meurice in Paris, the Principe di Savoia in Milan, and obviously in London, 45 Park Lane, the Dorchester, the birth of the company, and the country house Coworth Park. So that is our current portfolio, and they're all owned and managed, and in the future we look to expand with select acquisition and management agreements.
Now, looking into the future, let's say some 3 months ago, 4 months ago, we had a different picture of the future than we have now. How has this disrupted your future plans? The famous pipeline that we talk about, what has something fallen out, or is it still in? Or
look, we are fairly fortunate in our business, in our segment. Luxury hotels, and especially ultra luxury hotels, tend to be long-term investments. And so from our strategic direction, nothing really changed. We still believe that we are set up on a selective growth on key international gateway cities and select resort destinations where there is still room and demand for this type of product. We are not so reliant on big groups, on the corporate travel as such. We are much more lenient when it comes to that and have a broader spectrum of clients. One point where you asked whether it changed something from our direction, the answer is no, but maybe there will be a little bit more focus on resort destinations, on key resort destinations, maybe also far away, kind of a hideaway resort destinations. Because what we are seeing in terms of crisis, these destinations do still bad, but better than than the city center hotels.
I'm sitting on the top of Africa, if you look at it the other way around, or the bottom of Africa, as some people would say. Is that something which you might be looking at, safari destinations? Because again, you mentioned resorts, I suppose, because of the ideas now that people say that resorts might actually give more space, it's more luxurious, it's more distancing, those kind of things. So would safari be something that might be tickling your fancy?
Well, safari, personally, I would love to look into safaris, obviously, right? But I think for our collection, having a safari, one safari is not enough. You have to have a circuit. So we wouldn't probably look into that on a strategic basis if there is a circuit of safaris or of lodges which becomes available, then I guess that is worth an opportunistic look, but it is not something we would look into on a strategic basis and actively proceed to search for those within the African continent.
Now, you did mention the destinations where you're in right now. We covered with the safari aspect the opportunistic side of things, which is always there. Where's your main focus? Do you have areas, do you have destinations, countries, continents where you say we definitely want to have something in this area, or there is something that you can give us a sneak preview on where you say, well, we're coming up there, or
Well, we're coming up in Dubai with hotel and two private residences, so that covers a little bit the Middle East. You have to understand that our growth is very, very, very selective. So we won't put 5 hotels in any given continent or destination. So big focus for us remains strategic, didn't change, remains on North America with New York as the primary key target market for North America for us. We could look into Chicago and Miami as well, and then consolidate our product offering in Europe and focus on Asia, because currently we are not yet present in Asia. So Tokyo, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, these are destinations, Beijing and Shanghai, obviously. These are destinations where we are focusing on, and where we'll hopefully be able to allow our customers to experience these cities and these destinations through the lens of Dorchester Collection.
Right. I chatted recently to a luxurious car maker, and we were talking about luxury, and last year was phenomenal for that particular car maker. And when we're looking at the hotel market as well, I mean, 2019 was a fantastic year. Everybody's talking about a return to 2019 levels by when. So your view, what are you looking at? Where are you saying we will aim at coming back into the 2019 level by when?
Look, I want to go a little bit further there, because I think where we are currently at is the early recovery phase, right? We had the shock phase where really we didn't really grasp, and the whole world was in shock and came to a standstill. Then we came into this realization phase. Okay, what can we do? How can we take care? And the first thing was really to take care of our staff members and make sure that they are well taken care of. And so we did actually promise our staff members a guarantee, 100% pay plus a guarantee on their jobs for everybody, especially line staff. We have over 3,600 staff members, right. And every one of them has guaranteed job and guaranteed 100% salary. And that's also great, because we are now coming into the early recovery phase, where we are planning to reopen the hotels. And And on that phase, we can actually promise our guests that don't worry, you will have the same staff members welcoming you. The familiar faces, you can connect directly with those, and so we can give you what you're used to. Now, how long will it take to come back to 18 to 19 levels? I guess longer than we planned, but how long exactly? We don't know at this point. There is some green shoots we are seeing here and there. They're coming back up. Our hotels, 2 hotels in LA, they're open. They're not doing too bad, but I mean, it's nothing compared to pre-COVID levels. So, you know, anything between 12 and 18 months at the earliest.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that it happens quicker than possible. But your point well made.
It's not so much
with the staff members. I think that's an important one, and that's where a lot of people, thank goodness, are now starting to or have concentrated as much as possible. Some can do it, and some cannot do it. Luxury will survive. There's no question about it, and
I think so
think
too.
it will probably increase as well. The time is running away from us, Philip. I thank you. I thank you for your time. I wish you and the Dorchester Collection very well. I hope you can make it back to London safe and sound in the next few weeks. And it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much. And kind regards. Thank you, Phillip Henle from the Dorchester Collection.
Thank you very much for having me, and all the best to the wintry South Africa.
Thank you.